All right, so I just wanted to make a video on this INCRA 6-inch ruler. Not sponsored by them by any means. I'm not sponsored by anybody because I'm not that special. But no, I just love to be able to give out tips for people who want to build furniture or want to get in their own building of cabinetry, furniture, whatever it is that you want to do. This tool right here is a phenomenal tool. As you can see, it has like up to the 64ths in measurements. Has those little holes in it all the way across. And so this takes a 0.5 millimeter pencil. I just use a mechanical pencil, which I'm pretty sure that's all you could use. And it gets really precise measurements, and you get the best measurements you need, the most precise for really tight fitting joints, because that's really what you want. Is you want those tight fitting joints. You don't want to have loose joints, and you don't want to have really tight, because then it could crack the wood. So precision is really important, and this is a tool I use to measure a lot of those things because it really helps. So I hope that's helpful to you guys. So we are going to do a little demo, a testration. Whatever. Anyways, what this is going to do, like I was mentioning earlier, is give you the most accurate measurements you need in cutting joints. Whatever you're doing, honestly, it doesn't matter if you're cutting joints, if you're trying to put in screws or screw holes, whatever it is. This is going to give you really accurate spots to measure. Really important tip for this, though, to work is obviously with anything, you definitely want the ends or everything square, right? So I want this square, I want this side square, I want this flat, So that's when like a planer and a jointer come in really handy, because you can get a piece of wood that is really square and flat, shiny. So for the test, I already did one up here, and so what I did was I took this right here, and so pretty much what we're gonna do is go to 1 inch. So what you do is you take that, there's a few inch increment or markers on here. So all you do is you put the pencil right into the hole or the slide, whatever one the gap there, and you just slide it along the side of the board, just like that. And you're gonna get that inch. Go to the other side and do the same thing. And keep in mind too, this piece of wood is 2.5 inches wide, and so we're gonna give that measurement as well. All right, so we're gonna take this tape measure, and we're going to show you how accurate it is. So as you can't see right now, there you go. As you can see, it's at 1 inch, a little blurry, but you can still tell. And then the 1/2 inch is or the other mark is at 1/2 inch, which is what we need, because that means inch there and an inch there and a 1/2 inch there equals 3 inches. Equals 2.5 inches, which is how wide this board is. So that's what's really important with that. What's nice is like with these lines, as you can tell, even with those lines there, because with that line, you lose some of the measurement. And so that's why it's important to have as skinny as you can go, and 0.5 is probably the skinniest you can go without it breaking. That might be the skinniest you can go in mechanical pencils in general. I'm not sure. But if you go any thicker with the line and what you're drawing, then you're gonna end up like cutting into some of the measurements, and that's gonna cause some problems. I actually have a marking gauge, which is like a sharp knife. It's on like a roll. I want to show you. All right, so this is a marking gauge. As you can see here, at the very end, this is like a knife, really thin knife. I'll show you what it looks like compared to the line here. So same idea. You find a measurement on the post here, and then you mark it. And so I'm gonna do obviously shorter, so I can compare it to the actual line that I have drawn there already. But this thing is very precise and accurate. Really good for a lot of joinery, especially if you're doing a lot. You could do it with this for sure, but if you're doing a lot, it might be worth this, so you can get very precise, accurate measurements over all the pieces that you have joinery on. Plus, it makes it really easy to like dig into your chisel if you're cutting joints. So that's another reason why to use this. If you're cutting joints, you have a good starting point for your chisels. So, but now look at that. So that's the line right there is the line. So it gets more accurate, and so it depends on what you want to use and what project you're working on. Really, I would definitely recommend going 0.5 or using a marking gauge, because it gives you the most accurate joints. Unless you want to have a CNC do everything for you, then it's not hand joinery. So, but it's really cool to be able to build something with your hands, with hand tools, like this and get the measurements, relying on also your skill as far as like your hands and stuff instead of just a machine doing it for you. So, but it's really cool to be able to use that and see the end product. But anyways, INCRA 6-inch ruler, definitely recommend. It's a great tool. So anyways, you guys have a great day, and I hope this was helpful.